Testing 1, 2.
Don't free my hands and leave my mind in chains. Don't say I'm free and you still washing my brain to do the things that you want me to. I've got a mind of my own. I'm gonna do what I want to do, 'cause I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter for what I stand for. And that's my total freedom. Said I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom.
Blessing good night to each and everyone. Welcome to Douglar Radio, hot like a pepper. Of course, today, ladies and gentlemen, because of the power outage, we are out of the radio station. But of course, we want you to know that Douglar Radio, Douglar Politics, it's unstoppable. Not even the power outage could stop us. So welcome each and everyone. We do apologize that we would not be able to get this broadcast on U97.5. But nevertheless, those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms, you can access. And let's get the show started. I promised last night, ladies and gentlemen, that we will continue to speak a little bit about the Beetham experience. And of course, as you have seen yesterday, not only our walkthrough was successful, our welcome, most of all, was top of the line. And of course, the youths in Beetham, I want to say that the youths, they have some ambition, and they are the ones that we consider to be the future of this country, and therefore we must engage in meaningful discussions, meaningful dialogue to move the youth from one stage of life to another. Most important is when they are willing. That is the most important thing. And of course, some of the youths were asking yesterday about employment and how can we help in bringing employment to the area. Unfortunately, youths, you all have selected and voted for an idiot who doesn't have the interests of you, the people, at heart. And we can say that without a shadow of a doubt because of the experience that you continue to go through with that sewer problem that you are experiencing for quite a couple months well. So I am hoping and praying that by our intervention within that community, that your eyes will further expand in the sense of seeing clearly what has happened to you over the years. And of course, we will continue to assist in any way that we can. I want to make it quite clear that we make some pledges to assist the children, the Sunday school children, with the lady. And that commitment, we will keep that commitment. Although also today, someone indicate to me that they have spoken to someone, and we will see how that go. But I want to continue to make the call because we are now looking for a wheelchair to assist a lady in that Beetham area, and we are asking you to call my number 3164468. Call my number anytime. Once you can make a wheelchair available for that lady in need, we will be happy to only come and pick it up, and of course we will show you when it is delivered. So we ask you, you good citizens, you good Samaritan, we ask you to assist as much as you can with assisting this lady with this wheelchair. Added to that, ladies and gentlemen, added to that, today, of course, my friend is not with me for a number of reasons, but nevertheless, once the electricity resume, tomorrow he should be in studio as we continue the Douglar radio program. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak a little bit before I move on the issue in that Beetham Garden in relation to that sewer problem. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen, that we are wondering if this situation was in, let's just say Mount Hope, let's say Diego Martin, let's say Pity Valley, let's say in the Prime Minister constituency. I want to believe that what is happening in Beetham Gardens would have happened the very same way in those aforementioned areas that I call. But let's say it was in Westmoreland. Then I am saying to you that that situation would have been rectified months now. Months that situation would have been rectified if this problem was in Westmoreland. You see, what I observe in this country, there is a difference with areas. There's a difference not with constituency, but there's a difference with areas. And when those who live in areas which we consider to be financially strong, when those who live in areas that we consider to be individuals that is above the normal citizens in this country, then we have those problems fixed very quickly. We have to bring this country to the point. We have to bring this country to the place. We have to bring this country where every district, it matters not your status in life, but every district where our citizens of this country reside, we must bring this country to the point when there is a problem, it must be looked after in the interests of the people. Westmoreland is the area in Trinidad and Tobago that the people of this country consider to be the areas with the big jerseys. The big Jersey area. I know some of you waiting to hear Big Shot, but I want to call them Big Jersey. You see, the difference with a jersey and a shirt is that a jersey with these two buttons to the before the collar, and a jersey without buttons. When you put that jersey in your pants and you put a belt and pull your waist, I'm going to tell you what has happened. Whatever money inside there don't ever fall out. That money don't come out at all. That money remains inside there. Now these areas is areas that is considered to be the rich people area. And what the rich people do, or what the rich people does, for a better word, in this country, is that they keep that money circulating within that perimeter. So it is almost impossible to get that money to fall out to assist other communities to elevate or even to reach close to a standard of those who live within the precincts of that big shot area. Now, let me tell you something. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, they themselves, they look at these areas as areas that is more important than your area. I come in, you want to know where I go in, you go here just now. They look at these areas as areas that is much more important than areas like Labre, areas like Shilots, Beetham, Lavanti, Arima, Penal, Debe, Faizabad. They look at these areas as what we call the prestige areas in our society. A matter of fact, the government hold these areas so close and so dear to themselves that you who vote, you who campaign, you who canvass to help to put that government in office, that government care more about those individuals who they consider to be the richest of the rich in our country. A matter of fact, some of them don't even vote. They're not even wasting time to go and vote for a government. But when you, in these rural, in these poor areas, vote for a government and install that government in office, to the end of the day, that same government look to these areas, look to fix every problem in those areas, every road situation, it is properly well paved and fixed. Every water line in those houses, when you crack the valve, water come in. Everything in these areas is high on the list. But you who vote and put the government in office, they don't care about you. Now my question today to you, not to the government, my question today to you, who vote, who canvass, who campaign, who take night and make day to get that government in office, my question to you is, what are you going to do about that situation? You see, what happened to us over the years is that we allow our parents, our grandparents, to keep us into what they call political captivity. They kept us in a place where we know one thing and one thing only. And as times develop and as the country move forward, what happens is you in those areas who listen to your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and your parents today remain behind when everybody else going forward. Everybody else going to leave you. A matter of fact, you have missed the bus. You missed the bus. When you look, and I'm bringing it real, when you look at the UNC and the UNC areas, in 10 years, 5 under Basdeo Pandey and 5 under my leader, the UNC was able to develop your area to a point, but they were also able to bring the constituencies that they represent to a point where the citizens in those constituencies can live at a certain level that they call the middle class level. Now some of you will say, all right, when we elect the UNC, we didn't elect them to see about them area, we elect them to see about the whole country. Right, fine, you say that. Say that, because I want you to say that. When you elect the PNM, I want you to say it, say it. Let me help you say it. When you vote for the UNC, you vote for the UNC to run the whole country and to develop the whole country. I want to help you say that. I helping you say it. But when you vote for the PNM and you put the PNM in power, what they did to you? Who put them in power? I can't hear you. What you say? I ain't hearing you go talk now, man. What they did to you, you stuttering. Don't stutter. Talk plain. What they did for you. You see, I want to level the playing field here now. I want to level the playing field here now. The UNC constituencies, these people who reside in these constituencies they do everything in their power to firstly develop their human resources. What are you saying, Victor? What this development of human resources entails? They make every effort. They leave no stone unturned in order to educate their children. I remember days going to school. We will see the little Indian boy come with a sada roti, a piece of sada roti, and either some fried aloo or some baigan choka or something. And when lunchtime reach, he very well may go in a corner and eat his piece of sada roti, while some people laugh. I remember the Indian boy and girl sitting down in that classroom, even sometime during recess and sometime during lunchtime, and doing some kind of revision. Don't worry now, you go see what I'm going just now. Doing some kind of revision. But my question is why? Why? You see, the Indian people in this country, they understand that they had a responsibility. And that responsibility, even while some of these children, grandparents and great-grandparents and even some of their parents could not read and write, they know for a fact to move their people forward, education had to be the key. So they will instill that within the minds of their children, that son and daughter, we do not want you to go through what we went through in our lifespan. They will instill in their minds, in the minds of their children, that the world is developing, and no longer it will have room for us to stay in the lagoon. But we have to elevate ourselves to become lawyers, doctors, teachers, nurses, magistrates, judges, politicians, and even prime ministers. You see, the Indian people in this country, they held on to their culture. They knew for a fact that going forward in any society, education is the key. And so they made their sacrifices. They shaped the minds of their children. They conduct their environment, their community. They kept it in a certain direction. They ensure that the influences within their communities was an influence that will help their children to prosper. They kept their children within certain lines in order to fulfill that dream, that promise, that vision. And so they went through that process. And today in society, the reality that you cannot listen to, the anger that comes from your mind when I speak the truth. But it's still reality. You can be upset as you want. It's still the truth. And today in society, the Indians in this country, they are placed at a level in society, in every sector, not by favor but by merit, in relation to their education. You go to the malls, you check the stores, you check the owners of the establishments, the businesses. While the 1% can boast of their wealth, the East Indian can boast about their properties. They can boast about their positions. They can boast about their educations. They can boast about their businesses. Tonight, I want to ask us, the Africans, I want to ask us, what can we boast about? Years of political power. By the Indians in our society. Soak it in. I'm bringing it raw. Not for them. But I'm bringing it raw for us. And yes, I make a separation there. But you will see why. Soak it in. Take it in. Be as mad as you want here this evening. Cuss me if you want. Text me if you want. Say whatever you want. On this live. Talk your mind. But I promise you that what I am speaking here tonight, it is nothing but the truth. 10 years of political power. One man said, why Kamla didn't put the university in Labre? Kamla had a vision. Why you ain't going to ask Eric Williams, Chambers, Manning, Rowley? Why he didn't put one in library? Ask them that. 10 years of political power. Versus 47 years. $47 of political power by the African PNM. As all you put it, we black man government. I didn't say 47 days, you know. I say 47 years of we African, we PNM, we black man government. What all you had to show? What all you have to boast about? What all you have to throw on the table and say, look, this is the African man achievement after 47 years. What we have to show. What we have to show black African PNM people. One man said, Victor Roberts, you sell we out to the Indians. I say, all right. Give me some facts. How we could support our Indian party? Boy. All right. There we go with that. Let us go with that. I sell you out to the Indian. You know what's the worst sellout? The worst sellout is when your own government, who you vote for, sell you. Not sell you out and sell you. Let me come to the point now. Let me get the facts laid on. So 47 years of my bald-head black PNM government, who resemble me, look like me, smell like me, taste like me, everything like me. What we have to show. Show me 47 years. Show Victor Roberts one big ghost tree that you, the black African, PNM, bald-head, looking, smelling like me, one big ghost tree that you have. And don't take it personal, you know. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about we. We the Africans, so don't take it personal. A matter of fact, you take it how you want it. Show me one super pharmacy that the African man have after 47 years of the African black bald-head, smell like me, look like me government. Show me one contractor with the necessary equipment to carry out $1 million job. Who look like me, smell like me, resemble me after 47 years of a government like we. Show me today one credit union. The African Man Credit Union, after 47 years of the government who look like me, smell like me, bald like me, black like me, show me one credit union that the black African man own. That the black African man could go and get money borrow after 47 years of political power with a government who smell like me, black. I hear all kind of idiots. Emancipation Support Committee, black agenda and black this and black that, and the only thing that all you have is just what's going on in the country today. All you blackout. Blackout. 47 years of Kunta Kinte. And all you had nothing to show. Show me today one African constituency who support the PNM relentlessly. One. With houses that could match the state-of-the-art houses that we could drive in the big shot area, and in some case the Indian area, and see after 47 years of the African man government, I want you all to show me that. You see as I talk, blackout light come, that telling all you something. Is the light again all you here tonight. Again all you the light here tonight. Raw. Brutal. You want to tell me 47 years of a government look like me, smell like me, resemble me, black like me, and we still living in the community like what I am seeing in Beetham and Sealots and even in Labre and in other PNM constituency? And are you happy with that? Are you comfortable with that? Black boy, black girl, black mommy, black daddy. And when I say black, in this case, I'm talking about the African. So what are you telling Victor Roberts Kunta Kinte, brother? All you telling Kunta Kinte, brother, that all you rather to hold on to political power, which is nothing to all you, because let me tell all you something. The political power that all you consider to be all your government, that government don't care about all you. That is not all your government. 47 years. How all you cannot be on par with the Indian people in this country? I know all you can't take it, you know. I know all you can't take it, but all you have to take it. All you can't take it, all you have to take it. If you had to jump in an oil well, all you have to take what I'm saying here today. You know why? Because it is the truth. It is facts. Why all you can't match up? Why we cannot match up in terms of education? Why we can't match up in terms of business? Why we can't match up in terms of property? Why we can't match up? It is because those who we have trusted for 47 long years to improve and to build our standard of living, as black people in this country, they have betrayed us. The African government have betrayed the African people in this Trinidad and Tobago. That is a fact. Take the dark shades off your eye, black boy. Take the dark shades off your eye, black young lady. Take it off and let us see them for what they are. We have suffered in this country under the black government than under the Indian government. I will prove it, you know. Don't test me. I will prove it. We have suffered under our own African black people than the Indian people in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really follow what I am saying to you tonight. All the black agenda groups in this country fail the black African boy and girl. All the black life this and the black life that and what matter and all that hogwash that they portray in Trinidad and Tobago from the Emancipation Support Committee come right back. They have failed the black boy and the black girl in this country. When these Emancipation Support Committee collected 2 and 3 million for the Mama Guy Festival, what they do for you? They put you and tell you to dress up in some dashiki and a cap on your head, and they make you believe that you are a prince, a king, and a queen by these fancy robes that they bring out on Emancipation Day. But when the night comes and you took off your robes, you check your pocket and see what you have. Nothing. Nothing. It's a real task to get in all this thick, all this thick skull. It's a task to get inside there. But I'm going in here this evening. I'm going deep in all your brain this evening because I have to wake all you up. I have to allow all you to see what they have done to us. You want me to tell you something? All right. All right. I go tell you something. Coming out from the days of Eric Wicked Williams. Yes. Coming out of the days from Eric Wicked Williams, who tell you money is no problem. All they spend, do all they want. Money, it waiting on a 3-day for you. Money no problem. Who preaching all the is that political power was everything in society. Eric Wicked Williams make you believe that political power was the thing in society. What Eric didn't tell you is that education was the thing in order for you to have political power. He didn't tell you that. What Eric Williams didn't say to you is that education was the key to be successful in society. He didn't tell you that. The future of the children is in the book bag. That was good enough for all you. That was good enough for you all. But yet still, Eric Williams wanted to bring a dean from Canada in Trinidad to visit the university when that dean would not accept black African boy and girl in the college that he was in charge of? Eric didn't tell you that. Do all your history, you know. Go back and read. Go back and check it out. You know why Granger closed the gate of the university back in the 70s? Go back and check it out. All these set of black so-called group, all these set of black so-called group who tell you your name supposed to be Gudu Gudu and Ukunmunu and Tuku Tuku or whatever stupidness they want to tell all you. Go back and look at the history and you will see what the PNM did to you. You will see what they did to you. How come we can't match up? How come we can't match up with the Indian people in this country? Hey, African? How come? It's not the Indian that put we in that position. It's not the Indian that kept us there. It's not the Indian that leave us below. It was our own African government, our own black prime ministers. It was them. So they give you an excuse to watch the Indian as your enemy. They give you an excuse and preach race in your head to keep you in bondage. They use race as an excuse to disguise their shortcomings. They use race as an excuse to rip us off in this country, and some of us fall for that. Ladies and gentlemen, why we cannot match up 10 years of political power, 47 years of political power, and we can't match up? We can't match up. We have to rob, kill, and steal to survive. We had to be living in the dungeons. Watch Beatum. Watch Beatum, ladies and gentlemen. Watch what the black African government, the black African prime minister, the black Pump City Dread Rasta, watch what they're doing to the same black African boy and girl and mother and father and grandparents in the same African PNM constituency, the same people who voted to put them in power. Watch the treatment. Watch how they treat us. You who in Labre and Point 14, you who in Arima and San Fernando West, you not living, you're not even going to experience what we own black brother and sister experiencing in that Beatum. Or you're not going to experience it, or you're making crime an excuse, or you're talking about if you go, you ain't sure to come back alive. Go and see what they are experiencing. And then you will understand to shut up. Shut your mouth. When you see something happening. I never deal with this one time. What is that man name on the live? Somebody tell me what Smith he is. Colin Smith. Colin Brown. Colin Brown, let me deal with you one time. While you try to study what Victor and Jeffrey doing, if we are doing it out of our hearts, and if we are sincere, why you and make a sincere contribution and carry a wheelchair in the Beatum for that young lady who need it? Don't come on the live and text hogwash. Where you feel? You is God. You can see inside we heart. You can know whether we real or we ain't real. Don't get it twisted. I don't really deal with idiots in our life, you know. I don't really respond to idiots, but you is one idiot I will respond to. If you want to know if we sincere, why you do operation? Take out we heart and examine it. But to make it easy, why you in make a sincere donation and buy a wheelchair and care for that young lady in the beat-up who need it? You see, let me go all the way with you now. Let me go all the way with you. Let me go there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this position because we allow a black boy, a black prime minister from 1956 to now to misuse us, to abuse us, and to try to put the blame on the Indian people in this country, having us to believe that the Indians is our enemy, when the Indians sacrifice and build their store and build a shop and own the drugstore and selling the jewels. They want us to believe that they are the enemies and therefore we must attack them. I am saying to you tonight, you are attacking the wrong people. They are not our enemies. Our enemies is those who rule us for 47 years and send us further back in the dungeon. Further back. I want to say to you, under the two Indian prime minister, they have done so much for this country. Although nowadays I find Pandey, well, Pandey I see you kind of quiet these days. So once you quiet, I quiet. But I know sometimes you just put on the wrong boots. You just put on the wrong boots. But I understand why. When a woman beat you bad, Pandey, when a woman throw blows on you and throw the old fox out of power and take that hammer power, you could really put on the wrong boots and kick at your own testicles. You know, it's not a way people used to tell me long time. You know, in construction, they will tell you, you're pelting kick at your own, you know, in a different word. But sometimes you could put on the wrong boots. But Pandey, I want to tell you something. Pandey, I want to tell you tonight that I recognize your contribution that you have made in this society to help move this society from the state and stage that the PNM had it in to a stage that Kamla Prasad Bisesa could come and take over, and learning from your example, modifying and enhancing some of your ideas and some of your project, and bringing Trinidad and Tobago to a state where we as citizens can be proud. Yes. Yes, boss. Your job was all right. Like every other government, it has some of them who bend on corruption. That is there. The problem with that is that until we start to put them in jail, is until it will continue. But that is another topic for another time. Kamla came. Kamla bring everything easy for the black and the poorer class Indian to benefit and to survive. From baby grant, meal grant, all kind of grant was grant and grant and grant. Education was the priority. MIC, GATE, NESC, Drilling Academy, everything. Free textbook, lunches, breakfast, all computer, laptop, everything gone mad in education. But was it for the Indian constituencies? Hello? Hello? I ain't hearing all you know. Was all that for the Indian constituencies? Or was it for the whole of Trinidad and Tobago? Boy, you all don't even know what they're saying. Or they don't even know what are they saying. Archie, I start to operate a laptop when Kamla bring them out. All the time I never have time with laptop, you know. And when I get the sweetness side, I went and do 2 course. Thanks to Kamala. Every Tom, Dick and Harry, every mosquito, sandfly, everybody, computer age, down the road. You could believe this thing? It was for everybody. The African, the Indian, the Chinese, the Syrian, the Spanish. We had Spanish here. I think we had Spanish here yet, you know, Rowley. But was for everybody. Everybody benefit. When you look at the policies that Kamla Prasad Bisesa brought to the table between 10 and 15, let me tell you something. I supported Ryan under Basdio Pandey government for the UNC. And let me tell you something. When Kamla brought those policies, and I see what the intention of Kamla Prasad Bisesa at the time, let me tell you something. That is why I am now a member of the UNC. That is why I'm a member of the UNC. What you feel it is? All you feel is a member for game? All you feel is a member for position? All you feel is a member for my benefit? I is a member of the UNC for the people of this country. We have had enough politicians who became members of parties and fixed the business, fixed the self, fixed the family, fixed everything, fixed every dog and every cat that they had in a pen. Fix it. We had enough of that type of politics, boy. This politics is people politics. This politics, ladies and gentlemen, is to move the country out of the syndrome, the dependency syndrome that the PNM government placed you in this country, especially the African boy and girl. Let me tell you something. People just make enemy for hamper. A man donate 100 hamper for me the other day. Mr. Posad. Mr. Posad, I want to thank you again. I thank you last night. I thank you again. I give out some in Beaton. I give out some in Superior. I have some to give out in Library. And let me tell you something. It does make enemy. It does make enemy. It making so much enemy until people saying, they go want me to vote again. You could understand that? Hamper passing me and going down the road. You could understand that? People who get hamper already, because they ain't get in this batch, you know it's enemy. Well, boy, let me tell you something. All who feel that they ain't voting because they ain't get a hamper for me, don't vote. Don't vote. Vote for Rowley and go by here, you get hamper. Pack a senseless individual. So what make the law feel that every time Victor Roberts have a few hamper to give out, you have to get one? You feel as you alone walk? You feel as you alone talk? You feel as you alone beg people to vote? I don't practice that. I don't practice that. One woman said the other day, look, you leave me without a hamper. You know it's only my husband alone working. And you're going and you get paying them woman a hamper. Boss lady, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. The same paying them woman had 3 children that she fighting to mine. So I think I going to discriminate, especially when you get hamper already. Look, Miss Lady, rest yourself. Rest yourself, because if all you believe that this hamper is about a vote, don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. What make you all feel as a candidate? Don't fool yourself. The UNC have a process. And whoever is the candidate, once the candidate intention is to work and serve the people, Victor Roberts present. Yes. Who don't like that? Put it in all your pipe and smoke it. The policies of Kamla Prasad Bisesa was to move you out of the hamper syndrome. Was to move you out of the dependency syndrome. Was to put you in a position where you can be proud to work and mind your family. I don't know about all you, you know. I don't know about all you. But I don't play when coming to work. I don't play when coming to work. A matter of fact, my playing day is done. Every day in my life going forward for the rest of whatever God allotted to me, it is a serious move. Everything I do, I just do it serious, or I mean doing it at all. Now when time to play, all who feel that politics is a game and they want to play with all you missing the mark. All you have a golden opportunity. Why you think they want to get rid of Kamla? You feel they want to get rid of Kamla because them know Kamla didn't do a good job. They want to get rid of Kamla because Kamla cut out the feeding frenzy that some of them wanted. And a matter of fact, let me fix that. Kamla cut out the feeding frenzy that some of them was on. Cut it out. And who don't want to change? Left foot, outside. Right foot, outside. Both foot, outside. Outside for you. Kamla fired the most amount of people in government in the history of politics in this country. Why she fired them? Every time an allegation break a corner, Kamla say you know what to do. You know what to do. That is what the boss lady did. So ladies and gentlemen, I am saying that this woman brought policies to improve your standard of living, to put you in a position where you can be a proud mother, father, son or daughter. When Keith Rowley came in 2015, what he did, I'm going for a short break and get some water. I'm coming back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know tonight is a stiff night. Tonight is a night that some will be very, very, very angry. But change sometimes come with pain. Change sometimes come with sweat, blood, and tears. And tonight, all I am doing to you tonight is to allow you to share that tear for the mistake that you made for 47 years. That is all. So when we believe that Kamla policies would have continued, especially in terms of education, we put a man at the helm that capsized every form of moving forward, not only in education, but in everything in this country. That animal lick up school feeding and breakfast by chopping it. That animal lick up the text. Now I ain't going there yet. I want that one for last. I'll leave that one for last. That animal lick up the laptop program. That animal lick up single mother grant, baby grant. That animal lick up grant for children who suffer with cerebral palsy, children who are autistic, lick it up. That animal lick up textbook. And when the animal done lick up textbook grant, free textbook, the animal lick up employment and still licking it up. That is all your government. That is all your government. A government with no plan, with no policy, with no vision, with no form of compassion. A government who sees you as an alien. A government who treats you like an alien. A government who alienates you from every form of prosperity, from every form of moving forward in our society. A government who continues to deteriorate your life, sending you further back down in the sewer hole. One worse than the one that exists in Beetham. That one might very well be temporarily, but the sewer hole that this government placing you, the people in our society today, it's a sewer hole, may very well be everlasting for some of your lifespan. A government who punish you with no mercy. A bunch of MPs that you have selected, that you have voted into office, who now turn their backs on you and facing forward to the wealth of the country, benefiting from every quarter. Representation no longer exists in any one of the constituencies that they represent today in that cabinet or on the government benches. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are now being threatened with the chopping of our old age pension. We cannot find the money that you have saved in NIB and other places. This government have utilized, capitalized, bad spend, mistreat, and steal your money in every sector. And today, you cannot pay your bills. Today, you cannot send your kids to school. Today, poverty continues to knock on your door. No longer poverty knocking on some people's door, but poverty is sitting around the dinner table even as we speak. This happens because the government put a structure around you to keep you in the stage of dependency, while they use the Indian to you as your enemy, disguising and blindfolding you from seeing the truth, having you not to recognize or to realize that the real enemies that place the blindfold on your eyes are the same people that you trusted, the same people that you voted, the same people that you defend. How come? How come you cannot level the playing field in relation to every other class or ethnic group in this country? You cannot match the Chinese. You cannot match the Syrians. You cannot match the Indians. You cannot match the French Creoles, the French Creole. You cannot match them in anything. More jails, more prisons, more guns, more ammunition, more courts, more judges, more magistrates, more lawyers, all put together for you, the African man. For you, the African boy. So what are we going to do? Would we remain faithful and loyal to the PNM? Would we remain unfaithful and disloyal to ourselves? Because every time you support the PNM going forward, you are being disloyal and unfaithful to yourself, your children, and your family. You can no longer support that party. A matter of fact, you ought to be shouting, screaming, and kicking, calling for elections in this country today. You should be fighting, bawling, and screaming for elections in this country today. After I have opened your eyes tonight and show you the thing raw and naked without clothes, you ought to take a position. Every young man and woman in this country, especially those of you of African descent, you ought to be kicking and screaming in this country from tomorrow for fresh elections. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, remain dumb and continue to lie down and take what this government given all you, well, may God have mercy on all your soul. May God have mercy on all your soul. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening will not go away. What is happening in our country today will have year-long consequences. What this government is doing, the longer you allow them to remain in office without calling for fresh election, is more devastating the results will be going forward in our society. You, ladies and gentlemen, you have to take the bull by the nose hole. No longer you could hold the bull by the horn. You have to hold him by the nose hole. You know the big ring that's going there? That is how you have to control the bull, by the nose hole. And when you hold the bull by the nose hole, don't let it go until you bring the bull flat down on his back. And that is what you need to do from tonight. We need to call for fresh elections in this country. Time for talking pass. Time for shouting Rowley must go pass. Time for holding up a placard pass. Now it's time to shut the country down until fresh elections call in this country and a fresh mandate be given to a fresh government where we, the people, must be the checks and balance, where we must hold them accountable in every given situation to ensure that this country move forward and move forward in love. Don't you think that you have suffered enough? Haven't your heart troubled enough in this country? Don't you think that you have sacrificed enough to have a decent life? Do you think that you have made enough sacrifices in this country where you can have a decent life, where you can mind your family and have a savings, that when you reach the age of sickness and old age, that you could have something to look back or to hold on to? This government, ladies and gentlemen, is a government that will remove every opportunity for development in this country. What we are experiencing, it is a Maduro-style legacy, where those in political authority will have millions, billions, trillions, And they would be the one to say when you eat, when you drink, and when you go to the toilet. This is what is happening in this country at an alarming rate, that you are not removing the bridle from your eyes to see clearly what this government is doing to you. This government is bringing you to the point, ladies and gentlemen, where you will have no choice but to be dependent upon the leader of the PNM in this country. What is wrong with your eyes that you cannot see? Is it that you have allowed yourself to be so complacent that anything that happened now, you count it as good goal? Are you not seeing the condition of your family in your own homes? How many times you curse your wife and your husband because there is no food on the table to eat? How much frustration have you endured as a result of can't eating something that you feel to eat just one day? Just one day you feel to eat something and you can't eat it. Just one day. Why? Why? It is because of your choice. It is because of your vote. And now you must raise your voice. You must take the stand, ladies and gentlemen, to bring this country to a standstill. We must bring this country to a standstill in order, ladies and gentlemen, to move out of this death hole that this government now places in. Very, very soon, China may control your water system. Your water system is your lifeline in every form and fashion. How could you put your water system in the hands of an outside country, a country who doesn't really care about you? A country who could very well poison half of the nation. That is what you wanted in this society. That is what you vote for. To bankrupt this country to the Chinese government. That is what you vote for, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you will continue to accept. That is what you will continue to take on a daily basis in this country and remain quiet, dumb, without opening your mouth, without moving your feet and taking the necessary action to ensure that a fresh election is called in this country. How long would you wait again? How long would you see your children suffer? How long would you not be able to go to the grocery and buy food? How long before you can, ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, we are in a desperate stage. We are in desperate need of change. And change can only come by you, the people of this country. Change cannot come by the barrel of a gun. Change cannot come by the handle of an axe. But change could come by your voice and by your action. That is where change lies. And I am encouraging you. I am encouraging you. I am motivating your spirit to think, to see, to understand what is happening, and at the same time to see what is needed in order to change this situation that we now living in. This situation can only be changed, ladies and gentlemen, when you and I cry with one voice and take the necessary action to bring this country to a standstill. It is not by violence. It is not by violence, but it is by lawful action, our constitutional rights. It is by taking our constitutional rights to the epitome, which is the highest point, to ensure that a tyrannic government comes out of office and we install a democratic government who will have the interests of the people of this country at heart. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am saying to you that you have the keys The keys, it is in your hand. My question to you, would you use it? Would you use the keys that the Constitution give you to ensure this government called election? Or would you just sit idly by and allow the blindfold and all the other obstacles that this administration place in front your eyes with the bridle that you can only see those, not looking beyond to see the truth? Would you use that keys? I ask you. Would you use that keys, ladies and gentlemen? Or would you allow your family to perish? Would you allow your children to be homeless, to depend on a pension, to depend on a grant? Or would you use the keys to change this government, to ensure that your children who you brought into this world have a future that you did not have, a future that was not provided for you by those who you have trusted and by those who you have entrusted power with to ease and to bring meaningful policies to have a better life in this country? Today, I am saying to you that the choice is yours. I am saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that today you have that opportunity to exercise your constitutional right to bring this country to a standstill, forcing this government to call fresh elections where you can breathe that breath of fresh air, something that you are desirous of for the past 6 years, and something that you cannot get under a government who doesn't care about you. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, a government by the people against the people. We have seen a prime minister who stand before this country on numerous occasions telling us lies, forcing us to believe untruths, saying one thing today, forgetting what he said tomorrow. And we have accepted that type of governance. We have accepted a type of governance, a governance that is not fit for office, a group of individuals who continue to use you, to keep you where you are, while they excel and while they succeed. Tonight, I am asking you to bring this Trinidad and Tobago to a standstill as long as it takes to ensure that this administration called fresh elections, where this country would be released from the chain of this Keith Rowley administration. Tonight, I have spoken to you. I have said it as it is into your hearing. I do trust and hope that you will allow what you hear tonight to make that thinking capacity of your brain click, and even allowing your eyes to see what they have done to you, and also to understand that you have the chance to make it right. I urge you, I ask you, I plead with you to make it right by preparing to shut this country down in the very, very, very near future, where this country would get that fresh breath of air that it deserves. God bless you. I thank you, and good night.